Hello everyone, Friday, June 11th, 2021. Of course, Wednesday was New Comic Book Day, which means right now it's time for the new comic book video. It was not a big week for books. I did pick up a few things, but not a lot. But as always, a couple of really nice independents that I'm looking forward to. And then I went back to my storage unit the last couple of days, and I was able to pull some more things out of a box or out of boxes. I know people like watching that. I have so much stuff in storage that it takes me a long time to go through stuff, but I picked up a few things that I think you might like to see. And then I have a CGC comment for a viewer who has constantly been sending me messages for probably 3-4 years now. And so I finally have an answer for him on that. So let's jump right into the books, shall we? First one from DC, Detective Comics 1037. Joker number 4, only cover I picked up. That was my favorite cover of the group, so that's a nice cover there. A book I picked up last week, I don't remember if I showed it or not. This is Batman Adventures Season 2, number 1. Don't sleep on these so-called kids books because, remember, the first appearance of Harley Quinn was in a kids book, and you just never know with these. Stuff like this, Scooby-Doo, Looney Tunes, they have a pretty decent following, and they hold their value fairly well. Speaking of Scooby-Doo, the Batman Scooby-Doo Mysteries, number 3 of 12. And that was it for, mainstream. No Marvel this week, but I did pick up some independents. First one from Scout Comics. This is Rabid World. Eve, number 2. Couple of covers on this. This is the only cover I picked up. The last issue of the Friday the 13th knockoff, Maniac of New York. They are going to come out with another storyline on this down the road, so I'll probably read it again. I hope they have a better, do a better job of telling a story. I didn't really enjoy it that much. I did buy it because I love Jason, period, end of story. So I hope it gets a little better than that. Next up, we have, this is from a company called Happy Tank. This is Freak Snow, Revenge of a Drug number 1. 3 covers on this, which I picked all 3 up. 1, 2, and 3. Have not had the opportunity to read it, but I am looking forward to doing that. And then the book that was selling really, really well is from Aftershock Comics. This is Bunny Mask number 1, cover A. And then a cover where you can cut out and make your own bunny mask. Of course, I don't think a lot of people are going to do that, but the concept was still pretty cool. Again, I haven't done any reading of any of the books, so I am looking forward to reading Bunny Mask because I was looking forward to that. And that was it as it relates to new books. Like I stated, not a real big week for books. Oh, actually, I did pick up one last thing. This is Something is Killing the Children. This is the graphic trade paperback, number 3, first print. If you sleep on these first prints, be careful with that because they sell really well. Something is Killing the Children, we've already talked about being a super hot book. So if you have an opportunity to pick one of those up at a first print run, grab it because you just never know. Let me take a look at a couple things here. Make sure I have everything I was talking about. Okay, so I picked up, went to my storage unit, and I get a lot of messages from viewers. Hey, I like it when you show books from your storage unit. It's just really cool. So I thought, you know what? I picked up a few things out of the storage unit. I thought I would just show it off here. First one, again, when I buy books, people don't believe me, but when I buy books, I just bag, board, box, and put away. Because, I don't collect a whole lot of new stuff. Everything I'm buying, like I stated, is just inventory, investment inventory. Down the road. But with that said, the market has been so volatile that I have a lot of books in storage that are just really expensive books. So I go in there once in a while and see if there's anything just to kill some time and go through a couple boxes. And this is what I found this week. First one, Black Panther number 1. This is the hip hop variant. This one sells pretty well. I found an Ice Cream Man number 2, cover A. Don't need to say nothing about Ice Cream Man because we already know about that. Now I know I have a ton of Ice Cream Man in there because I bought that real heavy, and it wouldn't surprise me if I found a bunch more Something's Killing the Children. But this is some more Ice Cream Man. Here's another cover, number 2. Here is number 3. Really cool looking cover on this one, number 12. Like I said, there you see it's triple boarded right there because I told people, I just triple board, pack, box and pack because I'm not trying to flip books right away. That's not what I do. So there was that. Last one I'm going to show, last of the Ice Cream Man I found in the few boxes that I checked was a number 15. A Spawn 301. Of course, Spider-Man 300 homage. This one sells really well. Jupiter's Legacy number 1, super high grade on this cover. Venom, a Lethal Protector, the red foil variant, or the red foil cover, super high grade. Another book that's taken off, selling really well. I found a bunch of God Country, and I know I have a lot more there somewhere. This is God Country number 1. This is the second print. I found a couple of those. A couple of the super rare third print, which are real hard to find, sell really well online. Number 2. Three cover 1, 3 cover 2. Here's a couple of 4s right here, a couple of 4s. Again, all super high grade on that. Here is another cover, number 4. Here's a number 5. Another cover, number 5. I think this is still a first print. Yes, it is. Number 5. And then some books that sell really well, which are also number 5s. We have the Spawn homage cover, they call it. Half Spawn, you can kind of see it right there. There's the black and white. And that one right there. Pretty good finds there as it relates to God Country, because again, that book is just taken off. And again, people always ask, why don't you sell them when the prices are high? Because I just don't do that. And like I said, I paid $3.99 for this book when it came out, like this one here, the second print. And if I get $10 for it down the road, you know, if the price drops, then I still made a profit. And that's how I look at things. I don't look at things as trying to squeeze every penny out of a book, just having some fun. Next up, I found a Action Comics New 52 number 9, of course, Calvin Ellis, first appearance, hot book right now. Of course, he's Superman on Planet 23, or Earth 23, excuse me. There's that there. Moon Knight number 1. This book is getting a little bit of heat. You know they're going to do something with Moon Knight. And I'm a huge Moon Knight fan to begin with, so found an Ultimate Fallout number 4 second print. This book is, you know, selling really well too, because a lot of people can't afford the first print, so automatically they go to the second print. Drives the price of the second print up, so good for people who own the second prints. Picked up an Ultimate Spider-Man, Ultimate Comics All New Spider-Man issue number 2, third appearance of Miles Morales. Again, super high grade. And then the Big Daddy I found this week, boom. There it is, Thor number 1. Now I know I have a lot more of these because I bought this book real heavy when it first came out. So it's not going to surprise me when I go back to the storage unit one day and find, you know, 6 or 7 more copies of this, because I have a lot of these And I just happened to find one in a random box. So there it is again, another high grade copy. And then I found a couple of books that are real controversial, especially with everything going on in this day and age. And this book, I can't remember the exact when it came out. I think it was 2018, 2016. It's from Black Mass Studios. The book sells really well, very hard to find. It was a controversial cover when it came out. It's even more controversial now. This is a book called Black from Black Mass Studios. Cover 2, the hanging cover. Now, that was a cover that people looked at and said, what the hell is that? It kind of reminded me of the old crossed covers that depicted tremendous violence towards, people. This is just another example of that from Black Mask. And this book sells really well online, and it's not that easy to find. It's a hard book to find. So there's that, and I found 2 copies of it. And again, that type of a horror cover is kind of up my alley, so it wouldn't surprise me if I found a couple of more of them. But again, very disturbing cover. And then again, it's a small company, Black Mass Studios, so how many of these issues were actually made and how many shops actually ordered this book? So, because it is a number 2, so there was that. And then finally, excuse me, let me get a drink of Dr. Pepper, because like someone said, I'm a pepper. There was that. And then finally, I had a viewer who has watched my channel and is very nice, but is very hardcore CGC. He's a big CGC supporter. He sends a lot of books in to get graded by CGC. But again, he's always been very courteous with me, very respectful. He's a big member of this channel. He didn't want his name put out there because he's afraid, when I talk about the CGC stuff, that people are going to say bad things about him. So I'm going to respect that for him. But for the last 3-4 years, he's been sending me a lot of questions about why don't I send anything. On the one time when I had the first time I sent books in to get graded, let me go back to it, was the viewer challenge who paid for the books to get graded for me, the CBCS books a few years ago that I showed here on this channel. I did very well on those grades. And then I just recently got 4 more books in from CBCS from a request of a viewer as it relates to 9.8s off the shelf without pressing and cleaning. And I got all 4 9.8s on that. If you haven't seen that video, it was the video either last week or the week before, which was all Something is Killing the Children, number 1s, different covers, all came back in 9.8. So he had sent me a message and he said, this message came in probably 4 months ago, maybe 5 months ago. And he stated, you talk about if you had older books that you wanted to keep in good condition, you wouldn't be against sending them into CGC. And I have said that before. If you have high-grade keys or you have pre-code books that you're afraid to just, leave out there and you think that the encapsulation is going to keep those books safe, there's nothing wrong with that. The problems I have with CGC and grading as a whole are people who are flipping these new books, trying to get, the fast return. And it has caused a backlog, and it has caused, the market manipulation where books are going, through the roof when there really isn't a need for it. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to do this for him because, like I said, he's been a very good viewer. So I sent 4 books in about 3 months ago. I don't have a CGC contract, obviously, like I don't have a CBCS. So I sent it through a friend of mine who has a contract here in town, and he was sending some books. And I thought, you know what? Let me send 4 books in, all pre-code, all from the 40s, and we will see what type of grading I have back. I haven't got those books back yet. I don't know when they're coming in because CGC is so backlogged. But I will show you the book. I will tell you the books, and then the grades that I put on the back of the backing boards, because I sold the backing boards from those books. First one up is Boy Comics number 24 from 1945. It is a concentration camp story. I know I've shown that book here on this channel, and I graded that book a 5.0. And so I'm hoping that it comes back a 5.0. That's what I want. The next book I sent in was a Crack Comics number 42. This is from 1946, and I graded it a 6.5. And I'm hoping that it comes back a 6.5. Because we've stated before, grading Golden Age books is extremely difficult. It's not easy because there's a lot of touch-ups, there's a lot of repairs that are done, especially books from the 40s, because quite frankly, paper's cheap and it breaks apart a lot. So it's real hard to find things that are not qualified grades or in halfway decent grades. I was very happy with the grades that I gave these books here, so we'll just see where that goes. Next book I sent in was Headline Comics number 25. This is the murder-suicide cover that I've shown on this. This is also Jack Kirby and Joe Simon who did the cover on this. This is from 1947. I graded that a 6.5. So we will see if that comes back a 6.5. And last but not least, Jumbo Comics number 122. This is from 1949, and I graded this a VG Fine 5.0. So the grades I'm hoping to get back are 3 5.0s and a 6.5. So we will see how I do on that. And when I get the books in, I will show you the books as I get them. So there was that there. I thought I would say that right there. Another thing I want to touch bases on real quick while we have a couple of seconds is the price of bags and boards. How is that going to affect the market? Now, I buy the same type of bags, which are, I'll show you. I buy BCW, regular 2 milliliter for thick comics. These are for my current books, excuse me, because all these bags just fell out. These are for current books because I like it because it has a little bit of extra space on it, and I can put 3 boards in a bag because I triple board my books, which people think, oh, it's a waste of money. Well, again, we've talked about that. We're really not going to get into it today with that, but it's done as an investment purpose because you want your investment books or your inventory to be in the best grade possible. And then I buy BCW current boards. This is what I buy. Now I've been able to get these for $9.99 for a pack of 100. I've been able to get the bags for $5.99 for a pack of 100. Now, I was talking to my friend Brian at Cosmic. He has a business. He buys a lot of bags and boards, and that price now has gone up for the boards from $9.99 to $14.99 or $15.99. And like anything else, how is that going to affect the collector? It's going to cost me more money because I'm still going to triple board my books. I'm not going to change my storage way, the way I store books, because I'm going to have to spend a few extra pennies in order to do that. But the regular collector who might not have a lot of money, who has the smaller budget, how is that going to affect him? Is he going to be able to buy the books? Is he going to be able to buy the boards and the bags to protect those books? So, I mean, I'd like to hear from you because everything is going up. Bags and boards, boxes, storage boxes are going up. There's a huge back order from from suppliers for those books. So it's kind of frustrating because if you look across the country right now, everything is going up. Gas is going up, food's going up, everything is going up. And it's kind of ridiculous that, people are starting to get back on their feet and then everything just explodes on us and things cost more, because quite frankly, if the prices continue to go up, that's when people start having to cut things out of their, budget. And unfortunately, comic books are a hobby, and those are the first things that get cut out. So we'll see in the next 6 months or so how that's going to affect the overall market for buying comic books, because once prices go up, very seldom do they ever go down as it relates to supplies and things like that. So there was that. So again, real quick video. I hope you liked the things, some of the books that I show. Again, I don't know what I have in that storage unit, and people think that's funny, but I just have so many books that I don't have a lot of time to sit there and just inventory and catalog everything. I do know that when the time comes where I'm going to start doing shows, or I'm going to open up a space, my shop, I'm going to have to take, a month off just to inventory everything, get everything ready to sell. But the things that I have and the condition of the books that I have, whether it's at a local show, which I always do very well at because people appreciate, the time I take, taking care of the books, or the shop, is going to be very successful. I have no doubt about that. So there was that. Again, look forward to that CGC book when I get them back. I showed you what the grades were. So there was that. And that's pretty much all we have. I do appreciate all the support that I get on this channel. I appreciate all the viewers. I appreciate the comments. If you don't like the channel, you don't have to watch the videos. There's the same person who likes to knock me with a thumbs down. Is what it is. I don't lose any sleep over it. That is your right as a comic book fan to disagree with what I have to say. But again, if you disagree, instead of being mean and nasty about it and sending bad messages, just don't watch the channel. So there was that. So I hope you liked the video. But as always, if you didn't, nothing I can do for you. Have a great, great day. Happy hunting. And I'll see you very soon.